baseball here on the show. A good one on tap for you this afternoon between the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. Stay tuned for Phillies baseball next. Zach Wheeler is on the mound for Game 2. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
This guy had a real solid season last year. ERA under 3 on the year, which is pretty good in this day and age of high scoring and a lot of home runs. Let's see if he can duplicate that year and make this one just as good. It'll be interesting to see how he pitches in this one today.
Ozzie Albies is in to start things off here as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. Dan Dero, these Phillies, as they begin play here today, they didn't get it done here in front of a big opening day crowd, but they'll look to get back on track here.
Yeah, Matty, I know it's not do or die. It's only Game 2 of the season, but you never want to drop the home opener, and you certainly don't want to find yourselves 0-2 when you leave the ballpark today. Well, the key for him on the mound is to keep the ball down. Certainly, hollow of the knee or lower. Sinker changeup guy, if he's going to succeed against this lineup, he's got to keep the ball down.
A ball and 2 strikes now. The 1-2 pitch.
That's a great sinker right there. These batters are going to have to bear down because if he's got that good pitch working, it's going to be a long game. They might have to sit off speed.
Fastball here misses low, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
This is a fun guy to watch when he's up there. Really battles. Doesn't take any pitches off. He's a grinder. Always seems to make it difficult on the opposing pitcher.
Here's one that misses inside, and the count's run full now, 3-2.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Now the payoff pitch home. Hit on the ground out to short. Gregorius has it, and there's one down now. And now a moment to show you the lineup for Atlanta in this one. Dero, how do they lock up a series victory here on the road?
Well, Matt, when we drove over to the ballpark today, we were expecting some offensive firepower, especially in this yard. It's a hitter's yard, but that could sometimes work against them. I'm interested to see what lineup stays within themselves and executes and manufactures to get this W.
Dansby Swanson is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1. The pitch.
I get it. He wants to see this guy's repertoire, but now he's behind in the count. Puts himself in a tough spot to hit.
Here comes Wheeler's 0-2. Swing and a miss on the fastball that time, out number 2.
To me, when it's raining, the approach at the plate has to change a little bit, especially if you're a guy that can run a little bit. Put the ball in play any way possible, especially on the ground. Making plays in the rain becomes exponentially tougher to do when it's wet. So these offenses really need to limit the strikeouts.
So next up will be Freddie Freeman, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. The pitch.
Yep, that ball went out.
Fly ball out to straightaway right. Harper gets under it and makes the catch to end the inning. So a relatively routine start for the top of the first here. So now the Phillies offense will see what they can do. No score. Charlie Morton will be on the bump for Game 2 of the series. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, Matty B, we're looking at a guy that has a pretty good number of pitches that he throws, but one in particular is the sinker that he's added to his repertoire. When he needs a ground ball or gets himself into a spot where he needs to possibly roll up a 2-ball, I think that's the pitch we're going to see often from him in this one, that sinker down in the zone.
Guys, one of D-Row's former employers, the Braves, as they begin play here this afternoon. They were the spoilers here on opening day as they took Game 1 of the season on the road.
Yeah, Matty, not easy to start opening day on the road and grab a W in the opponent's ballpark, but that's what happened, and they come into Game 2 with a chance to set the tone in this series.
2-0 now. Pitch on the way. They get him off balance there as he reaches for that one, but can't find it. It's 2-1.
When I broke into the league, not many guys were throwing that elevated fastball with that much velocity on it. The game has changed.
3-1 now as that misses down and in.
He's only 4 pitches in, but he doesn't look too sharp to start the day off.
The 3-1. Takes a pass and misses. That's strike 2.
Got to pitch to the ballpark's dimensions right here. Love the execution of that pitch down in the zone. Got to keep the ball in the yard.
And he takes a big swing here, but this winds up a little tapper to the left of the mound. Throws in time, and that's out number 1. A moment now to check out the hometown Phillies starting lineup. Who's the one to watch, Dan?
Well, Matt, I think the cleanup hitter might be the difference in this game. He's hitting over 400. Now, hold on. I know it's just April, but that's really impressive. And if you're hitting 400 in the backyard playing wiffle ball, you're still doing something pretty good. It's been a great start, and I'm interested to see if he can feed off of it the rest of the way.
Adam Hazley comes on with one away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. 1 out, nobody on. Started to go around, but it's ruled strike 1 anyway. So let's take a peek at the officiating crew in this one. Behind the plate is Kenny Jansen.
You know, Kenny Jansen, D-Row, he's kind of hard to figure out. Doesn't give a lot on the edges. He'll make you bring the ball into that plate.
Yeah, Dan, Kenny Jansen is definitely consistent, and he'll reward pitchers around the knees. But on the edges right there, sometimes it's hit or miss.
1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Not much behind this as this ball is looped over toward first. But this will be taken easily at first, and there are 2 gone.
The right fielder, Bryce Harper.
Bases are empty here with 2 away, and that'll bring in a dangerous hitter indeed in the form of Bryce Harper. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
2 out, nobody on. And a fastball swung on and missed, and the side is retired. Phillies down in order, and this is still a 0-0 ball game. Back in Philadelphia for the second, and Heidi Watney has an update for us on the weather forecast.
Well, Matt, the weather forecasts I'm hearing down here point to a fairly significant threat of rain later in the ballgame. Of course, the grounds crew and umpires will work to get this one in without delay, but they also told me that they won't hesitate to halt the game to let the weather pass through if it's impacting the play on the field or, of course, putting the safety of the players at risk. For now, we'll have to wait and see how things develop.
Yeah, Heidi, thanks. Safety of the players, of course, and players getting required rest at the end of the night becomes important. When you guys approached a game like this, did you know you were in for a long one?
You hope not, but you knew it potentially could happen. You kind of read the grounds crew. If they were running and scattering in the dugouts and running towards the tarp, you kind of prepared yourself that this one was going to get shut down at some point. But you got to stay focused. That pitcher doesn't care. He's trying to take food off your table.
Here it comes on 1-1. Strike swinging, timing a little off on that one. Fouled off. A ball and 2 strikes from Zach Wheeler.
Well, this is just one of those grinder at-bats right here. He worked the count even to 2-2, and he's made him throw a lot of pitches.
Here's the pitch. Lifted into center field. Hazlett is right there, 1 down.
Batting fifth, the left fielder.
So here's how the Phillies are positioned defensively. Let's spot shadow Bryce Harper, and why wouldn't we? He's only one of the best players in the game. He puts it on the line every night in the field and at the plate.
And that'll bring in Marcell Ozuna. Hit high and deep to right center. Harper is over to his right as he puts this one away. 2 down.
Batting fifth, the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud.
Here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. He'll work on keeping this top of the second alive. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And a strike called at the knees, 0-1. That fastball was a lively one. You could hear the pop of the glove all the way up here.
Hey, I admit I'm a little biased. There's nothing better than that pop of a glove on a good fastball. Looking forward to hearing a lot more of that pop the rest of this one.
Here's the 0-1.
Well-located fastball right there. If he can continue to do that, he'll pitch deep into this one.
And he missed with it. It's 1-2.
Good fastball there. Didn't get the swing, but the guy at the plate isn't someone who chases many bad pitches.
This one's down to third. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Down in order go the Braves. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Bottom of the inning now. Here comes the first baseman, Rhys Hoskins.
The first baseman, Rhys Hoskins.
Now here's the pitch. And a good fastball there, but this just misses the zone for ball 1.
2.
And a fastball here that's taken for ball 2.
2-0 to a guy with this kind of pop, you better be awfully careful because he's going to be swinging out of his shoes.
Too far out in front that time. He can't keep it fair. 2-1. Into the windup and the pitch. Oh, and not an easy pitch to lay off of, but he did somehow, and he's got it to 3-1. On deck, there's Andrew McCutchen. He'll hit next. The 3-1. And he takes ball 4. Leadoff man's aboard here to begin the home half of the second.
That was a great battle right there. He tried to get him to chase, but he laid off some really tough pitches and got a walk. Got to tip the cap to the batter that time.
Next to stand in is Andrew McCutchen. First chance for him here with the man on following the leadoff walk. From the stretch. The 1-0 delivery. Now McCutchen belts one, carrying well to left field. And out of here, and I mean by plenty. That ball was crushed. So a 2-run homer down the line in left. First home run of the campaign for him, and the Phillies have taken a 2-0 lead.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
Here's Didi Gregorius.
Not shortstop.
As the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Base is empty here with nobody out. And here's a fastball inside as the count moves to 2-0 now. High and away, not close. 3-0.
He's really going to need to keep the walks down in this start. He's in danger of walking the second guy in 2 innings here.
3-0 pitch. And that misses for ball 4.
Yeah, the pitching coach would hate to go to the bullpen this early in the game, but sometimes you have no choice. On the flip side, he might just get in his face a little bit out there, try to challenge him, wake him up from his funk. Either way, we'll see how it works.
So next to bat will be JT Realmuto. In prior outings against Charlie Morton, he's gone 3 for 11. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. He swings and misses. Throw down. Not in time as he just gets in ahead of the throw. The 0-1 pitch. Too much dip on the sinker, laid off for a ball.
The struggles continue, but that happens when you're not able to locate your secondary pitches to become a one-pitch pitcher. He needs to start to get those secondary pitches over really fast.
The 1-1.
Now, 2-1.
Gregorius stands at second with no outs. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
It's clear he just hasn't been able to find any rhythm out there, pretty much unable to hit any of his spots, and now he's at 3-1, and he's put him into another great hitting count.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Right fielder giving chase. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
Batting it.
All right, the Atlanta Braves attack you on defense this way. And let's focus our attention on catcher Travis d'Arnaud. He's going to have to step up today and have a big game for these guys. Not known necessarily for his defensive acumen, more of a big pop guy on the offensive side. He has got to control this game.
And that'll bring up Gene Segura as the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball one. One out and a runner on second base. That evens it up, 1-1.
There's the heavy sinker right there. What makes that pitch so difficult to hit is not only does it change eye levels, it actually changes plane. You go to hit it at one position, and it's 6 to 8 inches dropping off the table and chasing your hands.
Segura behind on a 1-2 count. Good bite to that sinker as he gets him to swing through it for out number 2.
Batting ninth.
Now into the box,
The pitcher.
Zach Wheeler, runner in scoring position with Segura. He's set, here it comes. Well behind that fastball, it's a swinging strike.
Even though it's early on in this one, anytime you get runners in scoring position, you'd like to knock them in.
That's lifted the other way out to left. Ozuna on the run. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. But the fighting strike for a pair, both coming on this 2-run home run. We've played 2. It's now 2-0 Philly. And now, Austin Riley. He's the number 7 hitter, but he's leading off the third after the first 6 guys in the lineup have been retired in order.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the guy on the mound. It'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to get to this guy before he really settles in.
Now the pitch. Too high that time with the inning's first pitch. It's ball 1. His career line against Wheeler, he's gone 2 for 8. He's taken him deep once. Now the 1-0.
I love everything this pitcher's got working right now. He's got presence. He's got great body language on the mound. He's got fastball command and a nice early feel for his off-speed stuff.
Count is 1-2 now. Two and two.
That hook stayed up in the zone. You can see he struggled with that curveball early. He's trying to find that release point with his off-speed pitches. Love to see if he can find the feel for that thing moving forward.
Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And here's a curveball looked at. Strike three called, and that's the first out of the inning.
Big curveball for the strikeout there, and that came after an absolute missile of a fastball. Even if you recognize the breaking ball out of the pitcher's hand, it's so hard for hitters to sit back long enough after they've seen a really good fastball. Only the best can keep their hands back on those.
The batter will be Christian Pache. As he takes a called strike at the knees, it's 0-1. The pitch. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. Braves are still looking to break into the hit column here. And this is lined into right field as that'll put him into the hit column for the first time. It's a solid single.
Dan, how hard is it to massage your way through such a deep lineup? I mean, even the 8-9 hole hitters are solid big league players.
You know, Mark, these days you're not seeing a lot of defensive specialists in the infield or outfield. If you're in that starting lineup these days, there's a pretty good job you can swing the bat.
So now to the plate, Charlie Morton. And they'll try and play for one here as he gets this one down. Only plays to first, so the pitcher does his job as it's a successful sacrifice.
Now batting, the second baseman, Ozzie.
So it's back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring up the exciting Ozzie Albies. He's set and the pitch. Fastball on the first pitch, and it's taken for strike one.
Hey, make no mistake about it, this lineup's going to have to get going and get a little bit more aggressive. This guy's pounding the zone.
Tying run at the plate, the 0-1. Started to go around there. Looked like he held up in time. No, strike two, says the third base umpire. And he fouls this one off.
On 0-2 here, he doesn't have to give in with a great pitch to hit. He's got a base open, so he has to focus on making a good pitch right here.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. And this one's in the dirt. Good job there as the count goes to 1-2. And it's fouled away. Here's another 1-2. Right side. And that's through into right field for a base hit. The throw home. And he's out. Beautiful throw home to cut down the run. Braves strand one. They trail things here 2-0. That brings up Alec Bohm
for the Phillies.
As he'll take a look at ball one. Second at bat now. He grounded out to start the home first. Now the 1-0. And here's a ball hit in the air. Long run for the right fielder. He makes the catch. A great effort to get there and record the first out of the inning.
Now batting, center fielder, Adam Hazley.
Here now is Adam Hazley. Hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, Matty, but as he walks to the plate right here, he feels good building off that last AB. He hit that ball on the screws.
Swinging a ground ball to third. Reined in. On to Freeman at first, and there are two away now.
The right fielder, number 3, Bryce Harper.
Digging in will be Bryce Harper, looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Gotta find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way to make this pitcher work a little bit harder. Wouldn't mind the pitcher expanding the zone a little bit more and using his aggressiveness against him.
Very weakly on the ground. In there, 1-2 now. Just a bit high with the fastball, but didn't get the call.
We just saw a fastball right there. I would not be shocked if he tries to get this guy to go fishing right here and drops a little off-speed pitch in the dirt.
Fouled away.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating, feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
And that's low, so a good eye there as he works the count back full. Rhys Hoskins would be next. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Keeps fighting him off. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And this one misses for ball 4. So the Phillies have got themselves a 2-out base runner.
Well, the reason power hitters generally draw more walks than other guys is exactly what we saw right there. Pitchers work around them and nibble the corners a lot more so they don't get burned. He made some good pitches, but he just couldn't get him to chase enough out of the zone.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Rhys Hoskins. Worked a walk his first time up. From the stretch. Little slide step action there, Dan.
Yeah, he's clearly thinking about the steal right here. Didn't happen, but the cat-mouse game continues on.
1 ball and 1 strike to the Phillies' first baseman.
You know, I think he's having a hard time with that curveball right now, and that's part of the reason why he struggled early on in the start. It's so important to have command of those secondary pitches, or hitters just start sitting on the hard stuff.
Throw over to first, and he has to dive, but he's back in easily. And again a throw, and a dive, but he's back in. Harper is off of first with 2 away. Two and 1.
Ball 2.
You know, what I'm seeing here is a reluctance to throw the fastball. It's like he feels he can't throw the ball right by him right now.
Two balls and a strike. Here it comes.
Good job to work the count and put himself back in the driver's seat. Started off with 1 strike, and now he's got the count in his favor, 3-1.
The 3-1. And he may be starting to lose the feel here as that misses for ball 4, and that's back-to-back walks now with 2 away.
Oh, man, I think this walk is going to grind at him for a bit. He just missed, and now the inning continues with the man in scoring position.
Ready to take his axe again, Andrew McCutchen blasted a 2-run homer in his last at-bat.
And that's been the entire offense so far in this one. They've been shut down other than that.
Now here's the first offering.
Nope. Ball 1.
He's already walked 2 in this inning already. This guy just can't seem to find the strike zone.
2 men are on with 2 men out. One and 1 the count now. He's set, now the pitch. And a breaking ball in the dirt that time for a ball.
Has to be a challenge pitch coming up here. He probably doesn't want to flirt with loading the bases.
Now the 2-1 pitch.
Well, 2 on, 2 outs, and he's got himself in a great hitter's count. Just has to be careful not to get too aggressive. A walk would be good here, too.
Set. Here's the 3-1. Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing.
Looked like he swung at ball 4 right there. Clearly, he saw something in that pitch.
Got him looking, and that'll do it. The inning is over. A couple of walks, but no damage. More from the show. Saturday Baseball following this message and a word from our local stations. Dansby Swanson lining up to hit as we begin the top of the 4th.
Hey, Matty, they need to get some offense going in this one. Getting a run back in this inning, give them a little bit of confidence that they can keep up in this game.
First pitch of the AB on its way.
Ball 1. Ball 1, no strike.
The 1-0.
2 balls, no strike.
Non-competitive pitch right there runs the count to 2-0, and he is ready to do some damage in the box.
Here's a line shot that's going to get over the head of Gregorius and on into left center for a base hit.
Count leverage right there, sitting dead red fastball, and he didn't miss it. Nice swing right there, driving it into the outfield for a knock.
First with it is Wheeler, and he'll get back in safely. Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman, as he'll take one on the inside corner at the knees. It's strike 1.
Hey, this is a perfect opportunity for them to get on the board right now. Leadoff man has done his job. Now the middle of the order gets their shot at the plate.
And it's quickly 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch.
Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Down.
No runs, 3 hits, and no errors so far for Atlanta. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2. Swinging a ball hit on the ground. Two and 2 count. Here it comes. And that's low, so a good eye there as he works the count back full. Well, he's waiting on the breaking ball there and sends it to deep right field. But he's going to haul this one in on the run as he winds up just shy of the wall for the first out.
Well, we've mentioned the conditions aren't ideal with the rain coming down, and that can make every play a little bit of an adventure. You really have to concentrate, and he did there to haul it down.
Next will be the cleanup hitter, Ronald Acuna. Flew out last time up.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
Well behind that fastball, it's a swinging strike.
This is why you pay the price of admission right here. Power on power. My money's on the pitcher.
Runner at first here, 1 man out. There he goes. In there, now the throw. short hop, but they got him. Great pick and tag to catch him trying to steal.
One of the keys to stealing the bag is getting a good jump. And even though this ball bounces, they're still able to get him because of the poor jump he had off first.
Strike three called as he says, "You got to be kidding me," with the side retired. Braves go down without a whimper here. They're down 2-0. And we're back from Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Let's check in with Heidi Watney.
Matt, I had a chance to catch up with manager Joe Girardi during the commercial break about the Phillies offense, and overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. He cited the 4 walks they've earned already as evidence that his guys are waiting for the right pitch and that they're willing to let the opposition work themselves into trouble. So far, that's paying off.
Thank you, Heidi. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and stepping in is the veteran shortstop, Didi Gregorius.
Didi Gregorius.
Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Now the 1-0 is laid off, but in there for strike 1. Coming down in buckets, cats and dogs. Insert metaphor here, and the forecast is not showing any signs of relief.
You know, one of the big issues is player safety, and right now this field is getting sloppy wet, Matt, and I don't know how much more rain this field can take.
The 1-2 gets him swinging. He struck him out.
That's a pretty unique pitch sequence, guys. Usually pitching is all about mixing pitches and location, but he threw that all out the window to get that strikeout. He offered the same pitch 3 times in a row, so I guess he sort of used that reverse psychology to outthink his opponent.
In now, JT Realmuto. Grounder hit hard down the first baseline, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
The bat, number 2, second baseman, Segura.
So 2 out, nobody on, and that'll bring in Gene Segura. Here's the first pitch.
Nope.
Ball and a strike.
Hey, I don't blame him for giving up on that curveball. That was a rainbow coming out of the sky. Stole a strike.
The 1-1 home.
Count is 2-1.
I know that fastball registered at about 92, 93, but I guarantee you it looked about 4 to 5 miles an hour faster than that. For this offensive player, after coming off a curveball, the old push the throttle and pull it is being used.
2 runs on just 1 hit, and no errors on the ledger for the Phillies to this point. Fouled off. Good patience to hold back on the curveball in the dirt. It's full now, 3-2.
Hey, this guy's a hard guy to put away. He's fouling off some tough pitches. 2-2 count, and he just seems to keep hanging right in there.
On the 8th pitch of the at-bat is the one that finally does it as he wears him down, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia, but they hold a 2-0 lead. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Matt, I had a chance to discuss the Braves' offense with their manager Brian Snitker during the commercial break, and he told me the quality of their swings needs to improve as the game moves forward. He said they're searching for ways to drive the ball with some authority because it's just not happening for them today. They haven't gotten an extra base hit yet, so it's been a real struggle getting guys into scoring position. But the key, he said, is not to panic. Sometimes you just have to fight through the downturns and keep your focus and energy high.
All right, Heidi, thank you. First delivery to him. Marcell Ozuna will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. Yanked the slider across that time, laid off for a ball. Hit in the air down the right field line. In there, a base hit. And this will find the wall deep in the corner. And he is into second base with a leadoff double. Finally, a little something for them to get excited about.
Yeah, a rally can begin with a single swing of the bat, and this might be their chance right here. They've struggled to produce a lot of runs, but there he is at second base. A shot to the outfield scores it. Then who knows what kind of roll they can get on. Got to take it one good at-bat at a time.
Stepping in now, Travis d'Arnaud, as he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike.
And you know, the heavy stuff has finally arrived. This has got to be the hardest rain we've seen all afternoon.
From the belt, the pitch to the left side, but it's well fouled.
There's a pitch we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be tough on the hitters if they have to incorporate that into their mindset.
A bouncer up the middle. Gregorius is there. Throw to first is in time for the first out. And now here is Austin Riley. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, Matty, and hopefully he got it out of his system. Especially now, he's got to bear down. He gets the 2 strikes in this spot, has to put the ball in play.
Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. And he runs that one high and tight for ball 1. Looked like the fastball got away from him there. It's ball 2. The 2-0. And he fouls this one off. Strike 2 swinging just out in front of the slider. Ozuna, the runner at second with 1 away. So a full count now. Christian Pache, the number 8 hitter here, waits on deck. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Well, it's been a rough series for him at the plate so far. That's 4 strikeouts in the first 2 games, so this pitching staff clearly has him figured out.
Into the box, Christian Pache, as he will take a look at a fastball in there as that strike zone expands just a little. It's 0-1. A base hit in his first trip. Tying run at the plate, the 0-1. Bouncer to the left side. Over the first, and that retires the side. So it's no runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. Last half of the 5th coming up. It's the Phillies 2 and the Braves nothing. Set now for the bottom of the 5th, and next will be the pitcher, Zach Wheeler.
The pitcher, Zach Wheeler.
First pitch on its way. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike one. And he pulled up in time, but it's a called strike two.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And it's fouled away. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he just misses inside with the fastball there. Now a ball lined toward the alley in left center. And that's into the gap and should be extra bases. And he will pull into second with a leadoff double.
When you've got the pitcher leading off an inning, you have to feel pretty confident about getting the first out without much problems. But the pitcher with a bat in his hands had other ideas. Put some solid wood on it and found himself on second with the leadoff double.
At the plate, Alec Bohm. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. No hits to this point. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouled away. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Good on the ground to third. Throw on to first, and one third baseman grounds out to the other, 1 away.
Up next for Philadelphia, the center fielder, Adam.
So next to the plate for the Phillies, Adam Hensley. A line out and a ground ball for an out on his line so far. And now the first pitch. And here's a fastball called for strike one.
Hey, it's not always about filling up the strike zone all the time every inning. He's pitching well as we're moving into the middle innings, but interestingly, less than 50% of his first pitches have been for strikes.
Runner at second here with 1 man out. Fouled off. The next 0-2 is swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you think you see that ball as a hitter, you think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
In the dirt. Throw goes over to third, and they say he beat the throw, safe at third.
That can be a tough read as a runner on second to see if the ball has gotten away enough to move to third. You have to be sure you can make it. He was there, and now he's only 90 feet away.
The 1-0.
Too high.
Now 2-0 with a great hitter up, a runner on third and 2 outs. This is not the spot where you want to be challenging a hitter like this. This is where you have to pitch very careful.
Line hard, deep into left. Ozuna is there, and he puts this one away for the third out. So a great job there of working out a potential trouble. Phillies strand 1. They're up 2-0. Ender Inciarte will grab a bat and lead things off here in the top of the 6th.
Number 11, Ender Inciarte.
Here it comes. hard hit ball to short. And that's going to be a base hit. So a great job off the bench, and he's aboard here to lead off the inning.
Boy, Dero, the game of baseball has changed. There's so
Now
much
that
velocity in the
second
game. That was a 96
Ozzie.
mile an hour fastball that he smoked the other way.
Yeah, you have to keep your front shoulder tucked right there. You have to honor. When a guy's throwing that hard, 96 miles an hour, you have to honor that fastball and try and work it the other way to keep you on the off speed.
So up steps Ozzie Albies. As the first pitch here is a bit high, it's ball one. He's 1 for 2 in this one. And maybe a little frustrated on the mound here as the fastball misses for ball 2 now.
Now, this is the kind of count this guy feeds on at the plate. You can bet he's geared to hit the fastball right here.
The 2-0 on the way. Now a swing and a softly hit ground ball. Line to the right side. But this will be a foul ball as that evens things at 2-2. Inciarte gets his lead at first, nobody out. On the ground to second base, this could be 2. The second for 1, and a good save at first on the offline throw, so they just get the 1.
Well, he definitely rushed himself on that return throw to first there, and he threw it away. They got the force at second, and the runner didn't advance, so it'll just be scored a fielder's choice.
And next will be Dansby Swanson digging in. A hit in 2 tries so far. Here's the first pitch to him. Pitch out.
1-0.
Nothing doing. Runners on first with 1 down. Two and 0 the count to Dansby Swanson.
That can be one of the downfalls of pitching out. It puts you behind in the count, and if you throw another ball, you're kind of in a difficult spot.
Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
If I'm in the box right now, I'm coming unglued. He is going to throw something over the heart of the plate.
Now the 3-0 offering. Runner at first here, 1 man out. And now this is foul tipped at the plate, and that appeared to catch a lot of the home plate umpire in the process. Hope he's all right down there. And he gets him to pop it up on the right side of the infield. Segura over to his left, makes the play, and there are 2 gone now.
The first baseman, number 5, Freddie Freeman.
Next up, Freddie Freeman. It's been an 0 for 2 effort for him to this point. First pitch of the AB on its way. And this is taken outside for ball 1. First with it is Wheeler. A dive, but he's back. The 1-0 home. At the letters, but called high. It's a ball.
Very impressive outing so far. His command has been spot on. Even when he misses his spot, it isn't out over the heart of the plate. He's throwing quality pitches.
Ball 3.
Time to wake up the offense right here. 3-1 count, all in on something over the heart of the plate.
2 out with the man at first. Hit hard to the right side, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. 1 left for Atlanta. They're still down. It's 2-0. Josh Tomlin enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Now pitching for Atlanta, number 32, Josh Tomlin.
Next to bat will be Rhys Hoskins. His history with Josh Tomlin, batting .500, 4 for 8. 2 of those hits were for home runs.
Rhys Hoskins.
Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. Now some action in the Braves bullpen as they'll stand up a right-hander to get loose. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
Ball. 1-1. That's ball 2.
Tomlin benefits from the fact that he throws a lot of strikes, doesn't walk many batters. However, there have been occasions where he's been hit around a bit.
And that's one of the keys when you're managing a guy like this. If he's on, you're going to see him attack hitters, and when he's not, he's more prone to giving up base hits, so you have to have the bullpen ready if it's one of those days that he doesn't have it.
Andrew McCutchen is on deck. The 3-1. Tough curveball that time, but he's able to make a little contact to keep this at-bat going. Again, he sends it out of play. The next 3-2. And that one misses, so the leadoff man will head down to first on ball 4 to start the bottom of the 6th.
The left fielder, number 22, Andrew
McCutchen will begin again, and as he does, we'll flash you back to inning number 2 as you get a look at his 2-run homer that was a big blow early on. First pitch coming, here it is. A double play ball to second. 4, 6, 3, and they turn the double play.
Nice job on the mound to bounce back from the leadoff walk. Those are usually pretty costly, but that won't be the case this time after the 2-ball.
So now to the plate, Didi Gregorius. As he'll wait out a breaking pitch here that finds the zone for strike 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Now the pitch. As anticipated, here's a ground ball now to the right side. A wide throw, but a great job there to keep his foot on the... All set for the start of the inning, and next will be a speed threat in the form of outfielder Ronald Acuna. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. And this pitch is taken on the inner half for strike one. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. Here comes the 0-1. There's a fastball on the inner third taken for a strike.
Man, this guy's really pitched well so far, attacking the strike zone, and he's really kept these hitters off balance.
Here comes Wheeler's 0-2. And a swing and a miss there on a late-breaking slider as he set down on strikes for the second time this afternoon.
Well, he certainly wasn't intimidated on the mound right there. He had to stare down a really good hitter, and instead of working around the zone, he challenged him with 3 straight good pitches. I like that he didn't give his opponent too much credit.
Here's Marcell Ozuna as the changeup to him drops in there for the first strike.
Hey, this guy's been throwing a gem so far. We're moving on later into this game, and he's right at about league average for first pitch strikes.
Strike 2.
He's still looking great to me out there on the mound. Punched out the first guy in the 7th, and he's jumped ahead in the count right here. Looks like he could stay in this game a while longer.
And did he hold up in time? A look down, and no, he went around. It's strike 3.
Wow, talk about slowing him down. How about 2 strikeouts on 6 pitches? He isn't messing around, and these last 2 batters have had no answer for what he's throwing up there.
To the plate now, Travis d'Arnaud. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. The 1-0 home. A swing and a miss. That's the first strike. One and 2.
So far, this has been a terrific outing for this guy. Throwing well, keeping his pitches to a minimum, locating his fastball to both sides of the plate, good command of the off-speed pitches, very little traffic on the bases. So far, he couldn't have drawn up to be any better than he has been so far in this one.
He'll try again, 1-2. Skied down the left field line. Another 1-2 delivery.
Nope, that's a ball.
And it's late in his afternoon of work, and the longer this at-bat goes, the better chance of him making a mistake. But as a guy starts to tire, they're more likely to leave the ball up. But, man, he's been good so far.
The 2-2.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Next pitch will be number 100 for him now through 6 2/3.
Yeah, he's grinded this one out, and he's got a chance to get through 7 strong innings, Dan. That's got to light the bullpen up.
Yeah, and it does, Mark, because you sit out there in that bullpen, and once that starter gets through the 5th and through the 6th inning, the tension starts to calm a little bit out in that bullpen, where you only have to get 6 or 7 outs, not 8 or 9 outs. So a job well done so far.
And he struck him out. His 7th for the ball game, and that ends the inning. Braves are set down 1-2-3. They trail it here 2-0. Now it'll be JT Realmuto. His history with Josh Tomlin. He's 1 for 5.
JT Realmuto.
First delivery to him. A ball and no strikes.
Boy, that's a tough pitch to take right there. I'm not sure if you're guessing or you're sitting on a pitch, but boy, that was awfully close to being called a strike.
The 1-0 is looked at for the first strike.
Hey, that's just a nice get-me-over curveball there to steal a strike. I don't think he was looking for that one.
Helping him out here as he swings and misses to fall behind a ball and 2 strikes.
That's how you open up the outside part of the plate. Pound 2 balls in, and they get right back outside. Nice pitch.
And there's a base hit, so a chance for some insurance here to start out the home half of the 7th.
The batter, number 2, second baseman,
Gene Segura standing in. Swing and a ball lifted in the air toward the line and right. Pache is over to his left as he snags this one for the first out of the inning.
Up next for Philadelphia, the pitcher.
Up next, Zach Wheeler. He's been great on the mound, so we'll see if he can do something with the bat here as well. He's earned a chance to take this at bat.
Yeah, Matt, when a guy's throwing the ball as well as he has, it kind of forces the manager's hand to stay with him. He's been exciting to watch, and he's really had this crowd behind him the entire game.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. And they'll try to stay out of the double play here as he lays this one down. And he's safe.
Well, he took a risk with the decision to throw to second instead of taking the sure out at first. Not sure if someone was yelling for him to go to second, but we know now it was the wrong call.
Standing in now, Alec Bohm. Swing and a flare down the line. And that'll drop into no man's land out there for a base hit. And the run will score from second as now it's a 3-0 game.
Hey, Dero, that's a big RBI right there to stretch this lead to 3. Takes a lot of pressure off your pitcher going into the bottom part of the inning.
Yeah, Dan, no doubt. As an offense, all you're trying to do is put your pitchers in positions to be successful. Giving them that 3-run cushion has to make you feel good.
Into the box now, Adam Hazley. As he'll take a look at a high strike that time, it's 0-1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Comes set, and the 0-1. Hit on the ground toward the left. Over to Albies. Relay to Freddie, double play, and that'll end the inning. Phillies get a couple of hits here, and it leads to 1 on the scoreboard.
Leading off for the Braves, the third baseman, Austin Riley.
First pitch of the AB now. Austin Riley stands in for the 3rd time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0. Here it comes.
A couple of strikeouts early in the game, but he's done a much better job in this at-bat trying to get ahead and put himself in a good hitter's count.
2 balls and a strike. Here it comes. Hit out towards second. Segura has it. Throw on to first in time, so the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8.
The batter, the right fielder, Christian Pache.
So next to hit is Christian Pache. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. First offering on its way. The windup and the 0-1. Oh, and you talk about a pitcher getting the benefit of the doubt. That's low, but called a strike anyway. 0-2 now.
Man, this dude is locked in on the mound. He's throwing each pitch with confidence.
Bases are empty, one man out. And he'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2. And a slider runs away from him there, and the count levels at 2-2. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Fastball didn't miss by much, and it's a full count now, 3-2.
What we're seeing here is a really smart at-bat. They got to be thinking the man on the mound is getting a little short on gas, so when you go up there and make him throw a bunch of pitches, you're more likely to get a good pitch to hit, or at least force him out of the game.
Here's a fly ball, well hit. McCutchen going back to the track. On the warning track, he makes the catch.
Up next for Atlanta, the pitcher, Josh.
Orlando Arcia will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 9, Orlando Arcia.
First pitch of the AB on its way. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Off the plate and in. It's a ball and a strike. Swing and a liner. And that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out.
Obviously, as a pitcher, he wants to finish what he started, but when you have that pitch count north of 115 pitches, you have to be concerned about his health and the wear and tear on his arm. You might have to take him out of this one really soon.
And that'll bring in the former top prospect, Ozzie Albies. He swings and hits it foul off to the right and out of play. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. Got him reaching there. Strike 2. Working for the punch out and the offering.
1-2.
Hey, I get it. He wants to set up that breaking ball down and away, but that 0-2 fastball wasn't even close.
Arcia, the runner at first with 2 gone. And he struck him out, his 8th punch out of the ballgame, and that one ends the inning. Braves strand 1. They trail it here 3-0. Luke Jackson is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 77, Luke Jackson.
Here's Bryce Harper now. 0 for 2 for him to this
point.
point.
The Phillies, the right fielder, Bryce Harper.
Outfield shaded toward right center. Here's the first pitch. Turned on down the line. A dive, but he can't get it. It's through into the outfield.
Hey, not an easy thing to do right there, Dero, with that stacked infield on the right side. To hit it through where the shift is, have to hit that in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, he found a good result right there, Dan. Pitcher actually executed right there. Got him to hit it where he wanted to. Put good barrel, good contact on that ball, and was able to find the hole.
And that'll bring up the Sacramento product, Rhys Hoskins. 1-0 the count. A runner at first with no outs here. Ball 2 as the breaking ball misses inside.
You never want to fall behind as a pitcher, but doing it to a guy like this is even worse. He's got to bear down and execute for the rest of this at-bat, starting right now.
2 balls and a strike.
Hey, from a pitcher's standpoint, sometimes the greatest pitch is the slider that backs up. He got away with that one, but he wants that thing to bury down the leg.
The 2-1. Will not catch the zone. Ball 3. Nobody out, runner on first. And the count will be full. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. And goodbye. This one ain't coming back. So a 2-run shot to left center. First home run of the campaign for him as they extend the lead to 5-0.
That wasn't the plan. You just have a meeting with your pitching coach to go over some strategy, and all of a sudden you throw one and it leaves the ballpark.
So the next hitter to dig in will be Andrew McCutchen. As he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. The 1-0 home.
That's ball 2.
This inning really feels like it's getting away from him out there. As a reliever, you can't let that happen. Nothing you can do about what's already happened, and it's only going to get worse if you're not focusing on the guy in the batter's box.
Went about halfway there, but it's a called strike regardless. Both teams with 6 hits so far. A 3-1 count to the Phillies left fielder.
Well, it's a pretty well-known fact that your batting average goes up as you get into more favorable hitters counts, and that's especially true when we're talking about this kind of hitter. Not a great spot to be in if you're the pitcher.
3-2 now. And he lost him here on 3-2 as that pitch misses. It's ball 4.
Well, it's obvious that earlier home run he gave up is still on his mind. He had him 3-2, but he didn't want to give him anything over the heart of the plate to hit, so we'll see if that walk comes back to hurt him.
Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Didi Gregorius is at the plate now, and he's quickly behind 0-1.
That was a pretty good fastball after he walked the hitter previous. There was a little angry on that heater.
Here's the 0-1. And a check swing here as he couldn't help himself, and it's ruled strike 2. A runner at first with no outs here. Oh, a fastball swung on and missed, and for the second time today, he's gone on strikes. Didn't mess around much in that at-bat, Dan.
No, that was pretty impressive, man. I really like a pitcher that trusts and works off his fastball right there. He decided he didn't need to use anything else. 3 straight heaters and go grab some bench.
So now to the plate, JT Realmuto, as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. From the stretch. Grounded down the third baseline, but a foul ball, 1-1. Ball and 2 strikes now.
Swing and a miss on a nasty slider right there. Always felt toughest pitch in the game. If you're a guy who liked to work the big part of the field, you were on that fastball middle away. That slider looked like a heater for about 56 feet 6 inches.
And he'll make it into scoring position here with 2 away, as that'll be scored a wild pitch.
Number 2, second baseman,
So the next to bat will be Gene Segura. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Count 1-0.
There's a breaking ball, but it's laid off and doesn't find the zone.
Hey, this pitcher's going to have to step off the mound right here and refocus. Take a deep breath, something. Can't keep falling behind and creating traffic. It puts everybody on edge, not only himself, his defense, and especially his manager.
Unable to find the zone with the slider. McCutchen stands at second with 2 gone.
Ball 3.
2-1 pitch is a fastball off the plate away, and it's 3-1 now.
1 strike.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. And that misses ball 4. So it's first and second now with 2 out.
Well, some might say a walk there is okay because you've got first base open. But he's been struggling out there. And if you're going to work around hitters, you don't want to work around hitters in the bottom of the lineup.
Your attention, please.
So they'll make a matchup move here and bring on a southpaw to face the left-handed hitter due up. Ronald O'Connor Jr. will start to loosen up in the on-deck circle as he'll bat with 2 on and 2 out here. First pitch on its way. And we'll see what he can do here. 2 on, 2 away, 2 home so far this inning. Matzik comes set. 0-1 pitch on its way. Way inside with that one. A pretty easy take there.
That's a great take right there. Great pitch recognition to let that one go. Opposite-handed, that's coming across the plate. You might think he got a shot to stay inside that one.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. And he misses 2-1.
Hey, lots of guys get too aggressive in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball in play hard.
Oh, and not an easy pitch to lay off of, but he did somehow, and he's got it to 3-1.
3-1 here, you have to make a good pitch on the mound. Grooving one here rarely works in your favor unless the hitter tries to do too much with it.
Fastball is taken for a strike, and he runs it full 3-2. And he fouls this one off. High in the air down the right field line. Pache gets there for the catch, and that ends the inning. Another good inning here for the Phillies, and the brotherly love is in abundance now. More of the show, Saturday Baseball, after this. Hector Neris comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the ninth. All set to start the ninth in this one, and coming forward now is the shortstop, Dansby Swanson.
Dansby Swanson.
Here's the first pitch to him, and we kick off the ninth inning with a swinging strike here, 0-1. Now a left-hander up and throwing in that Philly bullpen. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Down the left field line and deep. Here's the 0-2. A shot down the first baseline, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. So his day fully over now as you get a look at the pitching line for the Phillies starter. It was a really nice day on the mound for him.
Wow, what a powerful performance. 8 shutout innings in line for the win.
Stepping in now, Freddie Freeman, as the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball 1. One out, nobody on. And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now.
Hey, every ball club has that spark plug guy, and this is the guy right here. He usually ignites a lot of productive innings.
A swing and a shot hit down the corner. And that nearly would have gotten him on the board. Instead, it's a long foul ball.
His heart sank right there when that ball met the bat, but just had him out front just enough to give him another shot at potentially putting him away.
Here now the 2-2. On the ground to third. Scooped up. Off balance throw, but he couldn't get enough on it, so it'll be scored as an infield single.
Ronald O'connor Jr.
And here's Ronald Acuna Jr. now. So take a look at the pitch too low. It's ball 1. His career numbers against Hector Neris. He's 0 for 5. Ground ball sent back up the middle. And that's through for his first base hit in this one. Now a long throw to third, and he is in there.
Hey, this might be their best opportunity to at least get on the board. They've been struggling offensively, and they find themselves with 2 runners on board. Let's see if they can continue.
And stepping in, Marcelo Zuna. And these guys are making a little push here. You have to like the effort despite the odds.
Yeah, you really do, Matt. Look, they still have a significant hill to climb, but hey, they string a couple of hits together here, and all of a sudden this thing feels doable.
He's ready. Here's the first pitch.
Count 1-0.
Hey, the bullpen needs to step up in this situation. I got to believe the manager was hoping for way more than this.
That's inside. 2-0.
Listen, I'm biased to the hitters. This is a situation where you got to be aggressive. He's shaky right now. 2 men on, and now you got a 2-0 count. This is where you want to capitalize.
And this is on the ground to first. Could be two. On to first, and he rolls a double play ball to end it here as this ball game is over.
Yeah, they end this thing with style, turning that double play to preserve the win. That's what we call finishing strong.
5-0 the final score today. Philadelphia took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Zach Wheeler earns his first win of the season. So that will wrap things up. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our whole crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, head to theshow.com.